Good afternoon, friends. Today, I will be talking on humor in the science of selling. Humor is a very important factor. I'm sure you must have heard an old sales adage that says, if you can make if you can make them laugh, you can make them buy. The reason it's old and the reason it has been around so long is that it's absolutely true. Humor and laughter are two ingredients in building and gaining a customer relationship. The challenge with humor, my friend, is firstly, people don't know how to use it. And secondly, people don't know when to use it. Let me dispel these myths and misguided thoughts with reasons to inject more humor into your selling process of life. First and foremost, humor is the final frontier. It's easy to learn all about your product. It's easy to learn all about your customer. It's easy to learn the science of selling. But it is hard and difficult to learn the science of selling. Humor in the science of selling. The science of humor. And it's harder to learn timings and the placement of that humor in your sales presentations or sales talks or marketing techniques. The essence of humor is that it is relaxing and it creates a more open atmosphere. That atmosphere will begin to breed friendship, respect, and compatibility. The reason I refer to it as the final frontier is that it's the last element that you put into your selling process. You insert it when you have mastered knowing your own product, knowing your customer and his business, and knowing the science of selling very well. If you only use humor and don't use the other three elements, then you will become a clown who makes no sales and no meaning at all. My friends, remember, humor will not just get you by, more importantly, it will solidify your relationship and ultimately the sales. Humor is the highest form of language mastery. If you've heard someone say, boy, that guy is he's just naturally funny, naturally humorous. He's also probably an extremely intelligent human being, remember. Very sharp. If you ever learn a foreign language, the very last thing you do is to learn the humor. The hardest thing to do in any foreign language is make a joke, friend. Very difficult. You try it. Humor is the most difficult of nuances to master. But when you do, you have the basis for solid intellectual rapport and solid intellectual engagement. Remember, not every prospect requires or desires humor. You can tell who they are right away. They are the ones that never laugh at anything. The best thing to do when this scenario occurs is eliminate humor from your sales presentation and party, that the guy is not the price buyer. In my experience, though, he probably is. People who just want to get down to brass tacks are usually just people who want to get down to brass prices. What's so funny about being a professional? If your entire sales talk is professional, you are likely to lose someone whose talk is 50% professional and 50% friendly, combined with funny, with fun. friendly and funny are 1,000 times more engaging than being exclusively professional. If you doubt that, take a look at any late night TV host, how they conduct, and decide for yourself: are they professionals or funny? How much are they making? How much are you making out of it? I don't mean to compare your sales presentations to this standalone comedian's monologue. No, but I'm going to certainly compare the way you think you have to present versus the way your prospective buyer would like to be presented to. I don't. So difference between you might have to understand. I tell many times people difference between a joke and a story. Most salesmen or people in marketing, they reduce themselves to joke tellers. Or should I say joke retellers? Or should I say even bad joke retellers? Joke telling is dangerous and usually not very funny. First of all, most jokes are demeaning to one person or another. Second of all, jokes sound contrived, almost like trying too hard. And worst of all, if the customer has heard the joke before, it makes you look like a complete idiot, especially in the end when you are the only one who is smiling, giggling, or laughing. My friends, remember, the stories, on the other hand, are genuine. They tell about experience. They can use self-efficacy humor, and they are engaging. Oftentimes, when you tell a story, it makes the prospect think of a story that will most likely reciprocate the story of their own. If you can get a story of his or hers, that's also a rapport builder. It connects you immediately. Storytelling is also, my friend, remember, is effective in your sales presentation when getting the prospect to relate to your product or your service you're providing. Facts and figures, remember, are forgotten, my friends. The stories are remembered, not only remembered, are retold. Laughter, my friend, is universal. The use of humor in sales is almost never taught. The reason why? Most sales training and most sales trainers aren't that funny at all. I'm not saying that if you're not funny, you are not valid. But I'm saying that I'm in a selling situation against you and I'm funny and you are a professional. Or I'm funny and you are not funny. I will win the sales more often if you don't consider yourself a funny person. Study humor or read about how to become more humorous, my friend. One can debate how much humor to use. You can debate when humor is most effectively inserted. You can even debate the type of humor that should be used. But you can not deny the power of laughter as a universal bond from human to human. And from human to sales order form. I will quote here the late great Indian comedian Mahmood. He had once said that with the death of Mahmood, new comedians have no place to stink. What he meant was to be a great at humor. You have to try it and be willing to fail at it. Just because you fail to get a laugh a few times does not mean you should quit. Humor takes time. Humor takes intelligence. Humor takes trial and error. Humor takes practice. That humor helps you ultimately get your way, my friend. Science of selling and see the effect for yourself. Thank you.